Well. Here we are. A fun, solemn occasion. Very solemn to me, anyway, because this is my day every year that I tend to not do a whole lot. People like to do their little cookouts, and that's about it. Thanks, pops. Thanks for your service as well. Um, I don't do a whole lot on Memorial Day. This is more of a solemn occasion because I understand people see it as the first part of summer, but a lot of them tend to forget what it's really about, and that's why I always the places I used to work where bartending and such, we always set up the missing man table. We set up everything to render honors properly. I enjoy doing that stuff, and I enjoy calling people's attention to it. That's why when I tell people, "Hey, people want to go out and do fine, go have your fun, but don't say necessarily Happy Memorial Day. Just wish people well on Memorial Day because there's nothing happy about this. Honestly, if you want to get right down to it, there's nothing happy about this place or this day. You sit back and you think about people you've lost, friends that you've lost, brothers. If you're in anybody that's ever been in the military, you've lost brothers, and sometimes it's in the act of combat, and sometimes it's in the act of being stupid. I hate to say it like that, but a lot of the guys come back and they get stupid, and it costs them. And T Bone, you're 100% right. You may insert the Canadian vets in there all you want. I have nothing but love for them too. So this is for a bunch. I mean, I've been in places that I've sat side by side and had chow with uh, Russian soldiers, Slovakian soldiers, Albanian soldiers. I mean, the when you're in the Baltics, especially Bosnia Herzegovina and Albania and Kosovo and stuff like that. When that stuff was going, you don't know who you're next to because it's a coalition of forces. Everybody was taking care of everything. So I mean, it's you got to remember the ones who gave you the right to be out here speaking. For me to be sitting here doing this, for me to be sitting anywhere doing anything, and for the people that have all their theories out there and the news and stuff all over Facebook, and I'll say it straight out, a lot of fake news all over Facebook. They have the right to do it, and you have the right to follow it. But you know what? What you don't have a right to do is talk bad about the people who lay their life down to give it to you. Okay, to give you the right to do that. So that being said, as you can see, we will before we get really going raise a glass. And that's to all the fallen. Okay, I don't care. We may have been enemies. Let's think about it this way. If anybody ever watched the movie Flags of Our Fathers, that was a Clint Eastwood production about probably God, I bet it was 20 years ago now that it came out. It was a dual purpose movie. It was Flags of Our Fathers, which told the Battle of Iwo Jima from the American side, and then another version of it, or a sequel to it, if you want to call it that, was called Letters from Iwo Jima, and that was the Japanese side of it. There was all sorts of feelings all up in that one because, quite frankly, it gave you both sides of the story and of the battle. It just it was one of those that I was like, man, you cannot watch one without watching the other because they go hand in hand so well. So, but anyway, to all vets that have ever given the ultimate price. And I've been in several. You saw some of those pictures in the intro. I've been out there putting the flags on the stones. It's not fun, and it's a solemn duty. Somebody, I would get so mad because I'd be out there as the NCOIC, that's the NCO in charge, non commissioned officer in charge. Uh, of a detail that's doing that, and I hear nothing but lower and listen griping and bitching and moaning. Ah, why are we out here in this heat? Now you saw the one guy holding up the flag, and he was in a torrential downpour. But that one was one you literally you go out, you do it. It's not about that. It's an honor to do that. And I jumped knee deep down in the one's griping. I said, you could be the one on the bottom of this, underneath the dirt that you're laying this on right now. Think about that for 5 seconds and see how you feel about it. And sure enough, a lot of them would change their tune real quick, and it became a point that when they lay the flags, when they put those flags up, they're supposed to salute every time they put one in. They're supposed to do that. Whether or not they do or not anymore, I don't know. I haven't been in the military now for golly, it's been 15 years since I got out. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, yeah, and now, pops, you're right. Now, anybody you see that goes behind somebody and pulls the flags, I'm not going to usually advocate violence, but they need to be beat thusly about the head and shoulders. Okay, I'll just say that straight out. So, um, so this is where I stand with this, and we'll talk more war stories here as we go along. But y'all know what this is. This is truth or tinfoil here. I don't come on very often anymore, and I've been sitting here capturing stuff on Facebook for the last 3 months. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Hey, I've been capturing stuff out there for 3 months now, and I'm going to throw it out here and let y'all look at the crap that gets thrown out there. All right, and if we have issues, we all know what comes on. Okay, so we'll be prepared for that. So you might as well get y'all's ready because this first one, the only reason I did it is because, quite frankly, I don't get this. I don't understand it. I don't know how people can even think about getting away with this stuff, but they do. They do it all the time. And when they do, it's like, really, guy, why are you doing this? Now, I'm going to read this to you first before we get going. It says, this is right here. This photo was taken 14 minutes before my little sister disappeared, and nobody in my family has slept properly since we looked at it closely. We were behind my grandmother's house in a wet field where the electricity always failed after rain, calling her name into the darkness that felt bigger than the whole village. Now listen to the way I'm reading this now. Somebody took some time to write these words. This is like almost pro zero. Okay, so she was 9, quiet, and lately too obedient, the kind of silent adults call good behavior because they never ask what caused it. You know how it is. You got kids that they're quiet. If I got kids and they're quiet, I'm going to figure out what they're doing because something's up. Okay. But this one was quiet. My mother said Santa must have wandered off after the funeral tea. They never mentioned once about any funeral at all. Okay. And she said, I still remember how she stiffened when my stepfather said he would have helped search. Someone found an old camera in the kitchen drawer, so I used a flash to see what was near, who was near the tree. Okay, I am not going to give y'all any more of this yet because I'm going to bring this up for you to see. Okay, okay. So in the picture, she's the one in red that's writing this. Cousin walking ahead, stepfather in the white shirt. Okay, and all there was empty grass. We believe she had already crossed. I don't know what she crossed, but the police kept the photo for 2 weeks before one detective enlarged the lower corner and asked my mother to come back to the station. She was there the whole time. And I'm guessing she was probably right down in here somewhere, more than likely. She's probably right in that area. But anyway, it's enlarged, it's beat up, it's tore up. Yeah, pops, like I'm with you. She This one, I'm gonna zoom in now. Where they, of course, they had to give us a red circle here. And I'm betting the little girl's somewhere over in this area right here. Okay, but I'd be calling more to this than I would be to this because this right here to me is nothing but somebody just a little bit further out of the light's range and is walking there, probably walking along, seeing what you know. And the the biggest issue I got with this, months later, her teacher handed us a page torn from her notebook, and one sentence was written on it again and again: "If he is with them, don't answer." So now, what she's done, they still pass, supposedly pass around in silence to this day, talking about it and such. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that sounds like a pure D plan on two people's part to try and get a person. I'm going to say the stepfather because that's what they're talking about in trouble that he might have done something to the little girl. And I'm like sitting there looking at this. This has nothing to do with the story that you just told us. I don't care what you say. You're in a graveyard. If there's a T, a a T for a funeral, yeah. Sorry, that's just not. This whole thing is complete whitewash because it's now we're going to get into the scientific side of it. Okay, these two people are here are real, and she's real. Then that means that guy's real. There's somebody right there just outside of the flash range that is picked up and is walking. Now, why is it solid white? I can't tell you that because I can't see the whole picture. But just looking at this picture right off the bat, and I'm immediately discounting it because it's been enhanced, it's been cropped, it's been everything has been done to this photo. Why can't you show me the real photo? Show me the original photo, but it's not out there. It's nowhere to be found. So this one, yep, right off the bat, we got us some tinfoil going on. Okay, what do y'all think? Pop said it looked like somebody in camo fatigues. That person out there looked like, honestly, to me, yeah, the ACUs, the newer ACUs, it very well could have been. Yeah, tinfoil all the way. There's just no way around that one. So all right, so we're gonna throw that one out the water. I mean, some people talk. I saw some people on the actual web or the post of it saying that this little bit right there's an orb right there. Y'all already know me and orbs. Me and orbs don't play games. Okay. Yeah, the story, Cool Hand. You're right. The story is so disjointed. I'm like, it sounds like you're narrating an area. You know, you're narrating what could be a bad situation but you're trying to word it wrong. You know what I mean? I guess that's what you're saying. Ricky, yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about this figure right behind this one. I don't, uh, I can't tell for sure if that's an actual tombstone back there or grave marker. I can't tell for sure because of the quality, obviously. Uh, but yeah, if the ghost is still stuck in a flesh suit, you're right, Keith. That's that right there. I'm sorry, that's just somebody just outside because they're it looks like this person right here is kind of looking toward him, and maybe she's even pointing toward him. So, yeah, I can't. Hey, Wedge, what's going on out there? So this one, yeah, y'all right. I'm with you 100%. It is without a doubt tinfoil. All right. So now here comes the next one. Person who shared this image said a photographer took this picture at a wedding held in an old hotel where I used to work, and I'm gonna type this as Canowindra. Canowindra. I don't know for sure where that's at. I have no earthly idea. Never heard of it. They later sent the photo to us, quote unquote. So let's see here. Get to the right one. There we go. It looks like an old hotel. The old wooden floors, and I can't remember if we talked about this one or not before. But obviously, we've got a little bit of a shadow figure type thing going on. What do y'all think? because this one, I don't know if I could say it's truly anything because you see the thing kind of blur right here on the side of the little, oh, for lack of a better term, little dresser that's right here. Um, I don't know if this is a hotel per se. This looks more like a house to me than it does a hotel. Um, so even old hotels, I don't think you would have this kind of open rooms and such like that going down the hallway. It's definitely out of focus, Cool Hand. You're right. It's definitely out of focus. Pogue, James, what's going on, brother? We're just looking at this stuff right here. That Photoshop black spot, yeah, I could see that a little bit, Patty. The more I zoom in, the more I see how dark it is right through here. The only real issue is it also has it all the way to the floor and it blocks out the the, the floorboards as well. I don't think that necessarily would be quote unquote Photoshop, but I think this might have a much easier explanation. You guys remember the couple of times we did motion blurs, right? And certain motion blurs create either solid black on the person or they create a transparency on the person. Okay. I'm beginning to wonder if this might be something along that line. This darkness right here, I can't explain though. But you see, it's also discolored from the rest of it. So, do we have a photo that's been enhanced, an actual photo that's been enhanced? Once again, we don't look. Yeah, yeah. Far dresser looks shadowed on the other one down there. Yeah, I agree. So I'm wondering if there's an issue with the camera itself on this. Whoever took this photo, yeah, I'm with you, pops. I don't know of any of them that really have anything in the hallway. But whoever took this photo, is this a taken photo or is this part of a surveillance camera photo that they have set up in the hallway? They don't explain any of that. It's very limited on the information you get. Now, where it's at's another issue, obviously. And quite frankly, I can't tell, but if you look right here, this might be somebody kind of sitting off to the side, maybe behind this area right here or backing out of another room. And you can't see the full because of the lampshade, but that could easily be a leg or something or somebody coming out of their room at the time. So this, once again, are we dealing with some sort of light anomaly? Yeah, Ricky, I think that might be it. But then again, we don't know how old this is. Now, there was no date involved in it. Is this a picture of a picture? Is it the Is it a picture of the actual uh, hard film? An actual photo. Yeah, Patty, or going into that room because this right here, this discoloration makes me think we're looking at an actual photo that has been discolored by some sort of something being dropped on it, some spilled on it, something like that. And I don't think we're getting the full picture either. I really don't. So I have to say I can't say one way or the other because it does look cool and it would cause you to stop and check it. That's for sure because that black doesn't belong there. Either the black of the quote unquote silhouette or the black around the actual dresser right there. Yeah, there's a dresser right here. Looks like a phone on it right here, pops. But what I'm talking about is this little bit of leg right here that comes from behind it and such. That's the one I'm talking about, possibly either going into or coming out. Yeah, cool, Handy. I would say it's definitely not. I don't think it's paranormal. I really don't. I won't say tinfoil for sure, but there's too many. I mean, there's too many issues with the blackness. So yeah, it's probably a misidentification, and somebody just grabbed it, threw it out on the internet, and said, "Hey, look what we got." And of course, everybody click, 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 click. Here we go. So, but yep, that's going to be a no go on that one for me, though. I'm with you. Okay, here's the write up for this next one. May 3rd is National Paranormal Day, but I cannot wait that long to share, quote unquote. Now, this is from the actual write up on the post, all right? A friend shared this photo with me about a decade ago. So the story goes that this photo was captured on a new cell phone at the time. Now, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, it's a decade ago, a new cell phone. Well, it's still got at least a 2 to 3 megapixel camera, you would think. Okay. But the sensors are a little bit off compared to what they are now. So the individual that was testing the cell phone's capabilities, the house was of the image in question is a block or a few blocks away from the local funeral home. I cannot definitively decide that the photos are authenticity or not. Draw your own conclusion. Okay, then. So let me get that firmly in place right off the bat. Okay. I don't remember if we actually went over this one on the show before because it was one from a little while back that I'd saved, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it out here because just for grins, shits and grins for the most part, because I'm like, let's see what everybody else thinks about this. What do you guys think of this one? Pops, reflection, kind of what I was thinking too. Now I'm going to zoom in to what I'm assuming that they're trying to think about or look at. And that's this little bit of a ghostly face right here. I, I just think it's pareidolia. I think they want it to be there. I think it's a reflection of something else. Yeah, pareidolia. You're right, Glenn. I just believe that's pareidolia all day long because it's just if you're going to just get that right there, and obviously this has been zoomed, and I won't say it's been sharpened, but it's definitely been zoomed because this is not the original picture. There's no way. And then you talk about a decade old or more camera from a cell phone at that time. Yeah, I don't think so. I just do not think so. I think every time I have one that deserves a tinfoil, I need to drink. That might be a new game. That'd be a dang new game. That'd be a good one. But anyway, yeah. As far as this one go, I don't believe it one bit. This is straight out pareidolia. Okay, the next one we're going to get into is an actual a video, and I thought about bringing it up one time. Let me pull this one down because I thought about bringing it up one time and looking at it, but it's one of those that the actual I want to say this right because I don't want it to really be messed up, but the actual where is it at? Now that I think about it, I got to find it. Okay, here it is. On this one, the actual movement kind of reminds at first like what we talked about. I don't know how many times about motion blur and motion, uh, situations with CC cameras. Okay, security cameras. This one doesn't quite fit that one to me. So let's see what you guys think here. Share this screen. Get up there where you belong. All right. Now let me read it to make sure I got y'all right. All it says is thoughts. It's not very windy, no fog outside. I'm a pretty has to be something logical type of person, but this has us a little stumped. Okay, so this guy's realistic at least. I'll give him that. All right, so we got this, and y'all watching, y'all tell me what you think. Okay, I'm going to slow it down now here and let you look at it a little bit slower. We'll take it to half speed. Let you see that. Now you saw right there. Let me go back here real quick. The camera actually picked up the movement right there. That tells me it's the newer style camera. Okay, that's at half speed. I personally cannot. tell what this is. I thought it was just like some smoke from somewhere, but I can't tell from where. It moves across, and see how right here it actually kind of blurs out. It blurs out that mailbox across the street there as it comes across. And then when we get down here and the next batch comes, that's more out in the street area. See it? Got some over here right in this area, right there. And then this one comes back again. But then it moves differently. See how it goes out toward the street and then comes back? And it never gets all the way to the actual mailboxes. Yeah, and Keith, that's what I was wondering. If I knew where this was at, I could say more. Cool night, somebody starts up a vehicle, you're gonna get smoke. You're gonna get vapor. Um, the shacks across the street, yeah, those shacks. But you notice one thing though, they all look the same. That's I won't even call them McMansions. That's a development where everything looks exactly the same. Freaking Peyton place or some crap. But as you can see here now, watch a little bit as I move this back and forth. Watch the pixels. Now that's another thing with these cameras. You get a lot of remnants depending on the actual uh, the compression algorithm they use. H.264, H.265. The stuff for old ABIs and such like that. And it picks them up. See right here. Watch this right here. See this little black spot? I'm gonna go back. It just disappears and it just shows up and then it just blows. See? So that's an issue with the actual encoding of the video from the camera itself. But that's due to the actual compression algorithms that they use. Mine I use now. I have to get it and go through and re-encode everything into MP4 just to get decent clarity on a lot of the video. So, okay, look at the lights on the second house. These over here, is this what you talk about? How bright they are? If that's what you're talking about, T-Bone, I'm wondering if that's just because of the angle or maybe somebody's outside there. But you can see there's some here. These lights are just blowing this up. And if I back it up and watch this again, I mean, and I'm going slow with it as it's coming across. I'm going to mute it though. We don't need the dang wind. Um, as it's coming across, it is. See how it comes up and then comes across and then right. It's like it's right down the middle of the street, always or up in the air. It looks like smoke. I think it's smoke too. But can I say for sure? No, because I would have thought I'd seen more than just that. But what Little Patty said, the thing looks like a puff of smoke. I agree, it does. But you've got two puffs of smoke now. You got that puff of smoke right there, like somebody a vape, a vapor. Okay, and you see the date on this, 2026, but 4 o'clock in the morning. If somebody, yeah, a wisp, but I mean, this first one, wouldn't you? Would that be a vape? Could that be a vape from somebody down the way? Once again, we're talking 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Who's outside at this time in this neighborhood? Because these guys ain't going out to the oil field and working in construction. These guys are going to they're working in an office somewhere. Okay, so 4:30, us we get up and we go to work. They're not up yet, but there's an awful lot of lights on too, though. Hey, Roger, what's going on? Long time no see. Yeah, I'm with you, Cool. This can I can't call this paranormal. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool catch and a cool thing to see. There's there's just too many easily repeatable explanations. If it's cool, like Keith had said, it's cool outside. You can go outside and just blow your breath real hard, and you'll see something like that. If somebody's down the way, stepped outside to vape or to smoke, you can easily see that smoke coming across. You know what I mean? So we can recreate this. I believe 100% that we could recreate this if we needed to. So, yeah, I'm leaving the hat on for it, but it's still a cool video. It's still a pretty cool video. All right, so let's get back to the actual stuff. We're gonna go back to some. We're gonna go back to some actual. We got some red circles, guys. We got some red circles, and hmm, let me think here. How do I want to say this? You see, guys, that I am not. I am leaving my hat on. Right? There's a reason for that. Okay. This one is kind of cool though, and I don't know the month. It says it's 2026 on the camera for the timestamp. They didn't do the month. I don't know why, but they didn't. Okay, but this one, there's two of these here. And it says, I'm going to go into complete brain meltdown just trying to read what this person wrote. But why does the camera record someone sitting there every night when the spot is always empty? My security guard noticed the same alert at after 1 a.m. for 3 nights straight. My house backside each my house backside each time. Okay. The camera captured a faint figure sitting on the edge of a stone bench. Completely still, no entry was recorded, no footsteps, no nothing. Fourth night, guard decided to watch the live feed, and the figure slowly turned its head toward the camera. Needless to say, what did they not provide? They did not provide that video of that live feed. Okay. But when he rushed outside, the place was empty except for one thing. The bench was still warm. The logs show no human movement, so forth, so on. Okay. If there's nothing there, why does it keep sitting there? All right. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and I'm going to just say BS right off the bat because here you go. Here's my red circles. What in the heck am I looking at, first of all? And I just don't get it. This one I don't get at all because it doesn't make any sense at all to me. You've got this picture right here. Now, the next batch is a collage. Okay. This is what they did after this. Now we've got a time frame. Why don't I have the actual video? That's my biggest issue right now. Okay. These aren't even the same framing. You don't get this from three. They had to physically get this frame and actually, make it larger. I'm assuming that this one right here is the same as, no, that's not the same. This one must be this and augmented. I can't tell. It's To me, it looks like four totally different pictures. And you're right, Mickey. It looks digital. Look at the little flakes and stuff in there. But I don't think it's a CCTV cam. If it is, they've gone through and done some serious damage to this image, or their CC that they've got absolutely sucks because this is one of the worst images for 2026 to be getting. Okay, and once again, I don't know an actual date in 2026. We know a time, or so we think we know a time. Again, as you look across this, what do you do? There's no way it's authentic. You cannot tell me it's authentic because there's just too much going on. It's too grainy. No camera in 2026 would take a picture like this without being messed with. Now, here's the other question I got. They stated straight out in it. What was it? Backside of the house each time. Camera stuff. Security guard. Blah 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 blah. Rushed outside to check. This looks like a graveyard to me. Okay, I think that's part of a tombstone. I think you've got tombstones back behind it. I think this is part of some tombstones. That's not a concrete bench. It doesn't make any sense why you sit there and tell me that that's a stone bench by itself right there. It doesn't match. Wedge, you're 100% right. They should have posted. You're going to make these kind of claims. You need to post that video. Okay, you have to post that video. So yeah, this is the hat staying on this one for me too. 100% all the way around. No way. All right. So we'll just keep on going. And I'm leaving this on again, just to give you a heads up. Because I haven't studied a lot of these. I just knew I'd see them out online and I would actually save them so I could go back and touch them later. And I just grabbed them this last week. I was like, you know what? Let's do that one. Let's do that one. Let's do that one. And this image was taken while visiting Morrison's grave in Paris. It wasn't until 5 years later, when looking back at the photo, that something unusual was finally noticed. And that's where they leave it, guys. That's where they leave that. So let's see. What do we got? Oh my gosh. I may need a red circle for that one. Lord have mercy. I just want to. It's the ones like this that made me stop doing this every week. Okay. It really is. Because this got so many daggone. This is from back in March, I think, when I saved this one. But this got so many people commenting on it in 3 different groups on Facebook. How real and lifelike it is. Well, yeah, it's real and lifelike because it's part of a ghost app that they use. They use a ghost app to insert ghost images onto photos. That's exactly what this is. Now, I'm going to zoom in here, okay? I just want to make sure. Are we where we're supposed to be? Is that didn't he say something about Jim Morrison's grave? I don't that think that Morrison's grave there. Would it be behind? Does that has anybody been to Jim Morrison's grave? Because I don't even think they're at Jim Morrison's grave. I don't even think they're in France, quite frankly. Yeah, no. T Bone, I don't know. I just know when my eyes tell me that, hey, that ain't right, that ain't right. And that right there ain't right. That's as fake as you can get right there. So moving on. Again, I don't deal with any of that stuff because I've never been to Jim Morrison's grave. Quite frankly, I didn't really care for the Doors. So I don't want to go see his grave. You catch me at Elvis's grave if I could ever get there. Yeah, little Patty, he was, and that's where they said this was. It's supposedly in Paris. So yeah, yeah, no, I'm just gonna say no. But back in 1999, on this next one, when I saw this video, this is what was written up. I was convinced the driver had died in the crash, and that a figure standing beside the wrecked car was her ghost. But the truth turned out to be far different, far more mysterious. The driver, Rose Benevuto, whatever it is, had reportedly swerved to avoid hitting a dog, causing her to lose control and crash. Despite horrific damage to the vehicle, she survived. She was taken to the hospital and later released with only an injured arm. Anyone looking at the mangled car would have assumed the accident had been fatal. Now, this was done in Pauling Fire Department in New York. Okay, I'm not going to say any names on it and stuff because, as part of her work, the lady routinely documented accident scenes from multiple angles. Several pictures were taken that day, and I'll go ahead and put it on there so y'all can see it. I think I might have covered this one in our angel episode, but I couldn't remember. So, with what many describe are wings and so forth, so on. The thing is, here's what I got with this. I have no problem with somebody believing something is an actual, uh, an angel. Okay, I have no problem with that. Problem is I don't like when they just don't give me the actual pictures and such. By the time you get into this is so blurred up. I couldn't tell you if that was a angel. Looks it could easily be lens flare. Okay, much much more likely it might be lens flare. But the problem is now you got negatives down here. I don't know if this is the right negative or not. I could not tell you. And quite frankly, I don't know, looking at that negative, if that's truly a negative of this picture. What do you guys think? I mean, I see the basic shape. Don't get me wrong, and of course, he's helping with the red circle. Yay, red circles! Gotta love them. They're helping with it, but what about it? Is that actually the same as that? Because it looks like this picture doesn't really. Well, yeah, I guess it could. I see the fence line back here. It's hard to tell whether this part is right or not. So y'all tell me, does that lend credence to you? Having the negative there, it usually does to me. I'll give it that. You see, there's another picture here earlier on the roll that she's taking a picture of something. I don't know what, but you can see the people are in there and such. But there's actually something on the negative if this is the right negative. Okay, it's hard to tell. Cool hand. Okay, yeah, you've seen it before. Maybe we did cover it once during the angel stuff, but I couldn't remember for sure. But I definitely didn't have the negative. I know I didn't have the negative before. That's why I brought this one out for everybody to look at. Because quite frankly, I could take this off on this. When dealing with evidence like this, you see a negative like that, that lends a lot of credence to the photo. But does that mean that is actually an angel? Tough to say. I won't say it's not. I won't say it will. It is because it could easily be somebody walking across right as the flash happens. Okay, which a reflection would cause this. Okay, and that would give you credence to the actual image on the negative. So again, it's hard to tell. Yeah, James, I don't know why they they felt the need to put the red circle on it. I wish I could have had the actual negative outside of this, but they put it together in the post and everything. That's another problem. Once again, we've talked about this. I don't know how many times. When you start putting pictures and manipulating them to put them on a post and stuff, and you collage them here and put them there, you're doing nothing but degrading the photo. Okay, raw photos, raw video is always the best thing if you can. That's the best way to go with it. So we're just going to leave it at that. But I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. I want to say lens flare, but that does not account for the negative. Okay. Yeah, it has been Mickey. Yeah, I think, like I said, I thought when I did the angel one, we talked about it, but that was been 2 years ago or more now. And but I know for a fact I did not have the negatives with it, provided that's the proper negative anyway. So as we continue on, okay, this one at first I thought it was just a normal picture. Then I zoomed in. That person standing in the middle. Strange signs surround them. Blah 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 blah. You know this, and this is all in a minute. You know when you do post on Facebook, do you actually hit an enter and create little mini paragraphs and stuff? I don't. I just type out whatever I'm saying and go with it. Right. This was literally this line here. At first, I thought it was just a normal picture. Dot 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 dot. Return. Then I zoomed in. Period. Return. That person standing in the middle. Dot 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 dot. And a strange silence around them. Period. And I'm like, who does this? You're trying to sell a story, is what it looks like to me now. Or you used AI to create your write up. One of the two. Okay. So that one, yeah. Let's see here. This is it. I saw it first right out of the box. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to look at it closer. Then I looked at it closer. And I'm kicking myself in the head for doing it because I am going to assume that this right here is what they're talking about. And as you can see, as you zoom in, this is a pretty good photo. Okay. That's somebody down there. You can see the hood of his jacket. Okay. People are saying there's two different people that saw this exact same scene at the same time, but both the stories are this a lot. but they don't tell you what I'm supposed to be seeing. The person standing in the middle and the strange silence around them. That person has a hoodie on and they're walking away. I can't tell you what this is or if it's caught in mid motion or what, but there's no doubt it's a person down there. So yeah, it's cool. It's somebody by the rocks. There's a little road right there. I had an issue when I started looking closer because look at the rocks out here though. This one has been enhanced. See how green those evergreens are, and see how dead all this is. There, this has been lightened. This has been lightened. All this grass that is brown has been lightened, and it looks like these some of these boulders have been darkened. So that immediately tells me, sorry guys, I wanted to get close to this because that I couldn't tell what this was originally. I guess it's a beehive. The only thing I can figure. But single hive out in the middle of nowhere, yeah. Sorry guys, this is straight out somebody down there. But you know, we go here. Oh, it's way too short. I don't. If it's way too short, that's fine. But then what you did, oh, you know what? I just noticed something different. All right, guys, as I zoom in, I want you to look at this guy's shoulders and stuff. What's that first rule I said about people that do the photoshopping and then overlays and such? What do they always leave? They don't smudge properly. Look at that perfect white line following the entire outline. And then down the pants, they smudged it in behind here. Yeah. Sorry, guys. This is, to me, this is one. Yeah. I don't know if that's the third leg or what, James. That's, I'm not for sure. But I'm telling you guys, that right there, 100% in my mind is Photoshopped. It may not, I don't think it's AI. I think it's been actually Photoshopped and enhanced to make it try and look more credible. Because, quite frankly, if you look at it, that guy may only be 3 foot tall, depending on how big that road is and how, the distance and such like that. But that right there, that distance right there, he should be at least, you would think, taller than these fence posts right here. And it looks human, Mickey, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that that image has been pasted in here and then tried to make look like it was caught naturally, and it has not one bit. So yeah, I'm leaving my hat on this one. We are telling that one to go bye bye. We don't like that. There's no way. All right, next one. We got this photo was taken a few years ago at night. There were no children present. Keep the hats on, ladies and gentlemen, because this one I am not spending a whole lot of time on. I want to know what's worse: the fact that that guy's got a fish that I didn't catch, or the fact that somebody thought they needed to put this little kid staring up at the back of his head, or a doll, or whatever this is. I mean, honestly, guys, it doesn't belong at all. And again, look at our edges. It's pasted in. It's been photoshopped in there. No, wrong answer. Not wasting my time on it. What is that fish he's caught too? That's what I want to know. Does anybody tell what that fish is? Pops, you're a fisherman. You think that's catfish? I don't think it's catfish though. I'm betting money. Those guys caught a shark and don't want to admit it because they're gonna get in trouble if they did. Well, yeah, I can see what you're saying, Tina, but that child is not there. Period. I mean, it's honestly, I'll tell you straight up, that child is not in that photo. That probably is actually a doll that they took a picture of, and they the people. Now, I'm not saying these guys right here. I'm saying the person with the photo put that in there to make it look like there's a kid behind him staring up. They said there was no kid there. Now, if there was a kid and it looked like that, I'm worried about the kid. Oh no, no, you're fine. But you do bring up a valid point because it was brought up in the actual comments of the photo. They're saying that some people said that there was just a kid, and the kid was not. They didn't know he was there. Kid isn't right. Yeah, James is right. Colors too different, and they're smudged in. See how all the way down. It's just like a photo of a kid has been superimposed over this and smudged in. It's a straight Photoshop. So he probably photoshopped the size of the fish too, because they're always. I caught one this big, but it's this big. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, all right. Next victim. What we got here? I'm gonna run these to the end here real quick because there was one more I wanted you guys to see for sure. We'll look at this next one. This one, the person who wrote this said that this was my dad's truck. He lost him unexpectedly. It was passed down. This one, straight out. We all know this one. We've seen this 100 times on the show. It's a bad picture, first of all, and it's straight out. It's a glare, is what it is. It's a glare. They're mistaken for somebody being in there. So I'm not gonna waste your time on that one. That's just not even worth it. So now these next two, though, this picture is my grandson walking towards a tunnel on the North Carolina Parkway from about 10 years ago. Okay, entered the photograph in an NC magazine contest and had never looked more past him until the photo was selected to be in the upcoming 2027 issue. So okay. Then they said, "Who's that inside the tunnel?" There was a little girl in a white dress, white knee socks with them. I can see her. Okay, this is where people are actually seeing stuff that may be there and may not be there. Okay. I'm not even going to bring up the second one because the second one's just literally blown up to where you cannot tell what the hell's going on. Okay. I don't know for sure if I call it completely tinfoil because I love tunnels. Okay. Tunnels and covered bridges is one of my biggest batches of fun to have because you could do all sorts of experiments there and you could possibly catch something, but the light plays and such are what are the giveaways. It's more fun at night because you don't have as much light play. This one, I think you got a little light play going on right here because if this is a little girl right here that they're talking about, uh, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's just a light play in there. But this kid's looking that way, and it looks like there's more than just one, doesn't it? I don't know if there's more than one or not. I mean, it doesn't say there's anybody else in there. Don't know who's inside the tunnel. This little girl, white dress. I can see her. No, my daughter, his mother, and he were now with the husband. Stepfather walking behind him, so they were all behind the kid. Now that tells me now you got this and this. There has to be somebody in that tunnel. Yeah, there's got to be kids in that tunnel. There's too many. You got that one, and then you got this one over here. I think that there other people in the tunnel. They didn't pay attention because they were focused on him. Okay, so why are you focused on him, but the center is here? You're not a very good framer. Okay, you don't have to sit there and tell me that there's kids in there. I'm sorry, there's kids in there, and you just don't want to admit 10 years ago that you forgot about them. So I do believe there's others in there and so forth. Is it kind of cool? I think if you'd have caught that at night and caught those same images with flash, I think you might have had a better argument because flash would have to reflect off of something in a tunnel. So I think that would have been better. But neither here nor there. They believe what they believe. I don't believe it at all. So the last two, we're going to go to Queen Elizabeth. Okay, this is Queen Elizabeth II, supposedly inside Windsor Castle, and this was her troubled spirit was supposedly caught. Okay, there's Miss Queen Elizabeth right there. Everybody, take a bow. Do it right now. All right, so this one I saw, and I was like, okay, first of all, I cannot even validate that it's Windsor Castle. Okay, I don't know that it is. I don't know that it isn't. I've never been in Windsor Castle, so I can't tell you. Okay, see, Pancho, that's why them Oklahoma guys, y'all kind of dyslexic, aren't you? It's hit the like, not like the hit. I ain't hit nobody yet. But you know who did get hit? OU's softball team. Oh yeah, that's right. They're not there. I better bring that up. Here, let me take it off so y'all can see it. See, there we go. Gotcha. I'm with you on that one, Poncho. We ain't bowing to nobody. But anyway, okay, so this picture supposedly, now I could see an apparition. Don't get me wrong. I can see where they could see there's an apparition, but I truly believe this might be a type of motion blur because if you look down here at the base, I think there might be a kid or something going across right as they're taking the picture. And there's the taller version of it. The only thing that makes me doubt that a little bit is the fact that it's not really too badly blurred as far as the actual sharp lines and such. So yeah, I don't know if it's tough to say on this one. Honestly, I can't say it's not. I can't say it is because I don't think it would be her. Patty, you're right. I do believe it might be a motion blur of some sort. My only issue again is if you look at it, number one, why are you taking a picture like this? You know what I mean? Why are you taking a picture off center of the doors or whatever? I'm assuming those are doors right there. I'm confused by it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, T Bone, you're right. Like a fast mover. But here's the problem with that. You should see a little bit more than just that little bit. You should see a little bit of a trail. You know what I mean? Behind her or behind whoever it is, unless they're going toward the door. If they're going toward the door, you might not see so much. And depends on the camera that it was taken with. Could this be that? Very well could. Cool. It could be. It could be. Go. You see the handbag here too, like I saw, right? I'm assuming you're looking right here where I saw it. Do I know whether it's Queen Elizabeth? No. I mean, I don't know how you could tell you one way or the other on this, but it's kind of cool if this is Windsor Castle. Yeah, she actually Wedge, if I'm not mistaken, she was about 5 foot. Now I don't know how tall these doors are though. And little Patty, I could say dirty window, but then what do you explain down here at the floor where you see the what look might be the feet? You know what I mean? There's it goes beyond the glass in that door. So I don't know if it'd be too tall or not, honestly. And then again, who knows? She may not. She may got a lot more height in her second life. Let's put it that way. Honestly, I cannot write this one off though. I don't like it because I've only got a little bit to work with, but it is what it is on it. So I can all I can do on this one is just say I'm a toss up on this one. I cannot completely destroy this one or debunk it. I don't even know if I could recreate it, honestly. If I did, it'd be interesting to try and do, honestly, because I would think that there would be more of a trail of the blur, I guess you might say. Yeah, Pops, you're right. Door handles number 32 inches here, but they're not in England. Because I've had to stoop down, and you know me, I'm a little, vertically challenged guy, and I've had to stoop through doors before in England, so and in Germany. So I would want to say that those are 30 to 32 inches, though. You're right. So is she just floating in there? I, I don't think it's the queen. I really don't. I think it's another. If it's an apparition, it's another person. It's another entity of some sort. I ain't gonna say it's human or not, but it's another something. I don't think it's her at all. So, but anywho, all right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get ready to close this up for today because it's been a while since I did this stuff with you guys. It's been kind of fun, hasn't it? Uh, I don't know if I'll bring back the Sunday one yet or not. We'll have to see what happens, but that's going to be a thought here in the next several weeks or so because I got a lot of weekend stuff coming up through June that I'm doing. Between the Celtic Fest, James. Yes, we're doing Celtic Fest. We're doing an actual Bigfoot roundtable there, and all the other fun stuff at the fest. Uh, this one was a fun show because it kind of gets my spirits back up. Because right, quite frankly, I spent mid afternoon watching this right here. If you guys have ever watched any movies at all about Memorial Day or about um, war movies, whatever you want to call it, this is the no on be all when it comes to Memorial Day. This is the most accurate I have ever seen for the actual escort procedures and stuff like that. Okay. There's another one from 2009 or something like that called The Messenger with Woody Harrelson and some other dude. They completely foobarred that son of a bitch up because it's more about after they do the notification, the guy that's doing the notification and the assistance is actually kind of getting into a romantic relationship with one of the what do you call it? Screw that crap. That's bullshit. Okay. I ain't watching it ever again. I would never recommend anybody watch it, but this one right here, Kevin Bacon, I thank him every year because I follow him on Facebook. Yeah, I know. God forbid if anything ever happens to Kevin Bacon, we're screwed. We got no more good actors. Uh, but I thank him on there every time for making this movie. He put his own money into it to help get it made. So yeah, he has earned my respect on that one. So, but one more time, guys, raising a glass. Y'all let everybody know. Wish you well on Memorial Day. I hope you had fun here tonight because when we leave, when this one comes up to go out, all the military guys are going to sit there and go, we need to snap to attention and render salute. Guys, I'll let you know when we do the next one, but you have fun and we'll see you then.